As part of our Great Workshop series on our website, let's answer the question of how do you build a really great workshop for your organization? Well, we've created the Great Workshop Builder tool to help you do just that. And the way that we've structured the Great Workshop Builder exercise is that we go through 4 core areas. We want to look at the event, we want to look at the participants, we want to look at location and food, and we want to look at resources and responsibilities. And it's often underestimated by people, the amount of planning that should go into running a really great workshop or forum. People spend a lot of money bringing people together, taking them away from their regular job to attend a workshop, and yet they don't put the time and effort into the upfront planning. And it's no different than we were going through our intention transformer tool and talking about how we want to begin with the end in mind. We want to get really clear on what it is that we want the outcome to be, and then to work backwards to what's the approach that we're going to take. This is the same. We want to begin with the end in mind. We want to define as much as possible about the event before beginning to make sure that the planning that we do and put in place is as effective as possible. And so for each of the categories, I'm giving you just a couple of examples of the things that we go through here in the green. So for the event itself, I mean, what's the purpose or what's the goal? Why are we even having this event? Why are we bringing people together and so on? What do we hope is going to be the outcome? And then also some more tactical things like what are the potential dates that we want to do that? Is it a 1-day? Is it a 3-day? And so on. And getting some clarity around the overall event. Number 2 is then looking at the participants. Who is it that we want to be attending? And what type of preparation do we want them to be doing ahead of time? Is there a pre-read? Are there things that we want them to come prepared with? And around their travel and logistics. Are they taking care of that? Is the host taking care of that? How is that working? Number 3 is location and food. Considering the objectives of what you're trying to achieve with this workshop, what's the ideal environment for that to happen? And sometimes that could be a conference room, or sometimes that can be, maybe you need more of a breakout type format where you need lots of whiteboards, or maybe an informal setting. Maybe it's all about team building, so you're obviously going to run that with a very different type of venue. And then last is defining resources and responsibilities. So who is the host of the event? Who's going to be the facilitator and the MC of the event? How is that going to work? And what we find in our experience is it's very difficult to play host and also play facilitator. So and the reason being is that oftentimes the host is trying to move a certain agenda forward by having this workshop. They've defined that in the purpose and goal. We want to move this concept forward. We want people to understand our strategy better. We want to have some defined outcome. And if the host ends up having to facilitate all of the sessions and is running exercises and is presenting information, it's very difficult for that host to then also participate in the conversation. It's difficult to facilitate a Q&A and also jump in with your own viewpoint. But in many cases, it's important that the host does present their viewpoint on the topic and is able to participate in the actual things. And so it's a very good idea to think about external facilitation. And then last is around the planning. So, and having some really good planning tools around all of the details that are going to go into a really great workshop. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of an overview on how to build a really great workshop for your organization. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Brad Pickering, President and Founder of Innovate Advisory, and I look forward to working with you in the future.